You may be starting off January and you're waiting for your company to show up with all the goals, and they come down the hill and they've got the tablet and this is what we're going to be doing. And now everybody can start moving. And it goes back a little bit to what Jerry was saying earlier about treading water. You and your team don't have to tread water from January to, say, March when the goals come out. I always say, I imagine that you're coming into work and you have a sense of stuff that needs to get done. And so just like Jerry was saying, do your goals with the idea that they might change. Go ahead and set goals for your team with the knowledge and the information that you have and these discussions that we're having. And then as you get new information from the company, such as these are our strategic pillars or these are the priorities that we're pushing forward, meet with your team. Does that change what it is that we should be doing? So you don't have to worry. I always say you want to date your goals. You don't want to marry them. So my fellow commitment phobes out there, this one's for you. So here we go. When it comes to the big picture conversation, once again, you're going to get a little guide that has some sample questions to consider in this. What I do is delegate to the team, as Joe was talking about, looking at the industry, looking at the economy. I tell everybody, just go out into the world, and I want you to pick anything that you think has some slight impact on us. And go ahead, and what I like to challenge them with is go ahead and find the thing that's scary, but also find the thing that's kind of cool and exciting. Now, I might pick something that's cool and exciting and it's very scary to somebody else and vice versa. But I want them to use that part of their brain where I find that people tend to skew only towards these are all the things that can make our lives difficult. And so trying to get them to leverage that muscle of balance. So they all bring a trend in. And what I usually do is if there's a trend, like let's say AI, of course, everyone's going to pick something about AI right now. So I'll even assign, you can bring something in for AI, but then you have to, for every AI topic you bring in, you have to bring in something that doesn't have anything to do with AI. Because I don't want them just honing in and the idea being that we're just going to be in groupthink. What I like to do at the beginning of the year is they bring that in. You can make this a great team building activity of let's kick the year off, to get things started. Let's make it exciting. You can bring in some food if that works. If people are remote and virtual, there's still a way, like how do you make sure that it's a fun activity? What I like to emphasize is this is not a discussion, it's a decision maker. This is an exploratory conversation. From there, people are going to start considering what their goals are. So they bring in the trend, we discuss the themes that are surfacing, we have some fun, you can even gamify it if you want to. And then we start to talk about connecting the dots. And this is where that strategic scope really comes into play, where you can put that up there and go, where are we seeing this fall? If this is happening out there, maybe we jump to what that means for our department. But let's pull back and look at what that means for the organization. Or maybe we're only talking about it on the organizational level. How do we now connect it to what's happening at our functions level, the thing that we're experts in, the area that our company is basically paying for? So I usually sat in HR. So I had to think about, well, what does this mean for HR? And then there might be a sub-department. So for me, a lot of times that was learning and development. What does this mean for learning and development? And then what does that mean for our team? And now what does it mean for me as an individual and my team members as individuals? And so in the beginning of the year, this is a longer conversation. The more you have it, the shorter it gets because people's muscles are kind of in shape. But you can even make this like a half-day session. If you don't have that kind of time, make it an hour. Once we've connected the dots, what I recommend is set up a quarterly big picture conversation. And what that does is you do a mini version of this where you're bringing in people. You could either have people on the team run this. You can bring in, this is what's great, it kind of help close out those silos, is bring people in from other departments to come share their perspectives. So I love that quarterly meeting where maybe you've got a team that you work closely together, but there's some friction. Bring this in, do this as a team building thing and help build that gel a little bit between things, the glue. So the tool is going to really help organize thought around this, but to make it live and breathe, you're going to want to have this dialogue.